Hey, it's Paul. Welcome back to YNR Update. Okay, we're going to jump into today's episode. It's a busy one, so I'm not going to waste any time. We see Chelsea and she meets with Victor, and this is the other thing I can't figure out. Didn't Victor sit right by while Chelsea walked out of there, knowing that what he was doing and he could lose access to his grandson? But he comes around again, and you hardly ever see Victor, turn around so quickly and backtrack. But he backtracks. He asked her to come back to work, and Chelsea, she hasn't got much going on right now, especially after losing Billy, so she says yes, she's going to go back. But she's a little smarter this time. She says she's got a few stipulations, and the one is that she needs to get Vickie off of her back. She doesn't want to be humiliated by her, and she doesn't want to be second-guessed by someone who doesn't really know design the way she does. So Victor agrees, and not only does he agree, but he drags her right back down there. But he also, while he's talking to her, presses her a little bit on Gabe, and he wants to get more information. But before we get into that, we see Billy and Vickie, and these two are making nice right off the bat. They're holding hands and sitting at a table, and it looks like they're headed to the good ship Abbott / Newman. But before that happens, I noticed something. Vickie didn't say anything about Stitch. She had her opportunity after knowing about Billy's blow-up wedding. They talk about it, but she says nothing about Stitch being out of her life. So I don't know if it's strategic or what, but everybody's got a big mouth in this town, so Billy's going to figure it out eventually, probably by next episode. And then Billy comes back to get his stuff, and Anita gives him an earful, tells him, that it wasn't anything to her daughter, and the love of her life was Adam. And obviously Billy is so getting tired of hearing Adam's name, so that doesn't go really well. But the one thing he does ask, and it is a touching moment, I rarely see Burgess Jenkins loosen up, but in this one he does a really good job of saying goodbye to Connor. It's pretty touching, and he actually comes to a few tears. But quickly dash, because Gabe shows up, and the two of them, back to the hypocrite battle, they get into it. They're really fighting over, what went on, but it also comes out that, Billy was caught making out with Vickie, and that's why Chelsea ran to Gabe. So that fires Billy up. They get into it a little bit more, and he decks Gabe. These guys are throwing big shots, and but it doesn't deter Gabe, and he tells him that, that he could never be a father. He was literally just a stand-in for Connor. So it gets pretty personal. After that, we see Kyle and Summer, and they are, they're fighting over Jack and how he's handling this. Because before, the Kyle that we first saw when he came back to town wasn't interested. I remember his dad asking him to join the company, wasn't interested in it at all. All of a sudden now, he's telling her he's going to play golf with his dad. She's like, there's a murder going on. There's an investigation. We're all targets, and you're going off to play golf. She's absolutely right, and this guy is acting like an idiot. I'm starting to wonder if there's a fake Jack and a fake Kyle. I'm not kidding, because the guy's flipped a switch. Maybe fake Jack had a son that looks just like fake Kyle. I don't know, but I don't know who this guy is, and she's disgusted with him. Eventually she leaves, but not before Abby shows up, and the two of these guys don't, do well, and Abby should know better. Now she's bitching about Stitch not, feeling the same way for her, this 2-day relationship, and who does she go running to cry to? What, Summer's place? She shows up at Summer's place? It's ridiculous. So that doesn't go well. Eventually Summer just leaves the two of them because she's had all she could take of them, and then Stitch shows up to plead his case like a lug. It's so predictable and so stupid. I don't know how they're going to create chemistry between the two of these, but it's funny watching them try. And after that, we see Victor, and he does bring Chelsea over to Victoria. And it's stupid because now he's, after saying Vickie's in charge, he's absolutely kicked the rug out from under her. And he plops Chelsea back there, and the two of them, it doesn't take too much time, and the hypocrite battle goes on because they go right back at it. And Vickie's going, she just goes after Chelsea for the mess cheating on Billy in the wedding, and then Chelsea just brings out, look, I saw you locking lips with this guy. All of a sudden Vickie's like caught off guard. So like I said, it's a battle of the hypocrites, and it's getting hilarious. So after that, even more impossible, Vickie's in her office, and she's feeling a little sheepish, and who comes to comfort her but Ashley? And I hope it's because Ashley's got a plan, because there's no love lost between the two of them, and realistically I don't see her coming and being a shoulder for her. But we'll let the writers lead the way, right? But after that, we see Noah, and he tells Nick that they do have proof. Now, Nick is absolutely skeptical, but then Paul tells Dylan, and he calls him up, and so, while Noah's there with his dad, Noah's able to tell him the same thing that Dylan hears, is that the computers have been compromised. That's what Paul tells Dylan, and Dylan relates that to Noah. Now, and not only that, but Austin's laptop has been stolen. So there's a lot going on here, and Dylan finally tells Noah that Paul is actually willing to listen. So it looks like they kind of turned the corner with Paul. I hope he stays on that track. That's all she wrote for this episode. I hope you had a good time. Please keep checking us out and follow us on social media. It's Paul, and it's YNR Update. Have a great day.